Welcome to Apartment Luxe, where luxury meets imagination.
New York does not sleep. It watches. From this height, the city feels less like a place and more like a system. Lights blinking, money moving, power rearranging itself in silence. And inside this $100 million penthouse, that system becomes personal. A compressed entry chamber wrapped in black leather walls, stitched vertically like the inside of a bespoke suit. The light is controlled. This is not a welcome, it is a test. The space opens suddenly into a corridor that feels endless. Mirrored glass lines one side, tinted so dark it turns reflections into silhouettes. On the other, espresso-toned walnut panels absorb sound, their grain deep and slow like breath under restraint. Footsteps soften, voices would feel inappropriate here. At the end of the corridor, the penthouse reveals its core. The living salon rises double height, a dark cathedral of glass, stone, and shadow. Floor-to-ceiling windows stretch across the skyline, New York burning outside like a controlled fire. The city does not decorate this room, it submits to it. A monolithic seating arrangement anchors the space. Tom Ford-style sofas in black leather, low, elongated, unapologetic. Their silhouettes are sharp, masculine, disciplined, positioned not for comfort, but for authority. A black marble hearth runs the length of the far wall, flame reduced to a thin, horizontal incision. Heat is felt, never seen. Above, a suspended mezzanine cuts across the void in smoked glass and gunmetal steel, its underside glowing faintly like embers under skin. Nothing here is accidental. Every line is intentional. Every absence is expensive. The dining room extends from the living space without transition, because separation would suggest vulnerability. A long, lacquered table, black, reflective, endless, rests beneath a ceiling dropped just enough to compress the air. Chairs in dark leather and steel wrap around it like a closed circle. This is not where dinners happen. This is where decisions do. The kitchen hides itself. Panels of smoked glass slide open only when summoned, revealing a space that feels more laboratory than domestic. Stone surfaces absorb light. Metal edges disappear into shadow. Nothing gleams unless it wants to be. Noticed, this is a kitchen designed for control, not performance. Beyond the public spaces, the penthouse begins to turn inward. A secondary corridor leads away from the skyline, darker, quieter, lined with leather and mirror once again. The city fades. The first master suite opens like a tailored interior of a jacket, dark, enveloping, precise. Walls are wrapped in espresso-toned leather, stitched in long vertical lines that elongate the space and steady the eye. The bed sits low and centered, upholstered in black suede, framed by a headboard of matte stone that rises without ornament. Nothing here invites excess. Everything demands composure. A seating area unfolds near the windows, where the skyline returns, not as spectacle, but as backdrop. Glass is smoked, reflections are muted. The city feels distant, as if held behind velvet rope. The bathroom attached to this suite is carved from black marble, veining subtle, surfaces honed rather than polished. A freestanding tub rests beneath a narrow skylight, water catching light like oil. Fixtures and brushed gunmetal emerge from the stone with restraint, disappearing when not in use. The shower is a chamber of shadow and steam, enclosed in dark glass that blurs form and movement. This is not a spa, it is a ritual. The second master suite shifts the tone without softening it. Here the palette introduces warmth, walnut walls, leather panels in deep cognac, steel accents dulled to a satin finish. The bed is framed by architectural panels that slide silently, allowing the room to open or close itself depending on mood. A Tom Ford-style chaise rests near the windows, its proportions long and deliberate, designed for stillness rather than rest. The bathroom continues the dialogue. Stone gives way to textured plaster, dark and tactile. A double vanity stretches across the wall like a console table, mirrors floating above it without visible support. Light is indirect, reflected rather than emitted. Privacy is absolute. The third master suite is the most controlled and the most revealing. It is quieter, larger, almost austere. Walls in matte charcoal absorb sound. The bed appears as a platform rather than furniture. Clad in leather so dark it reads as shadow. There is no art here, no distraction, only proportion, balance, and negative space. The bathroom is stark and unapologetic. Black stone, black fixtures, black glass. A shower that feels infinite. A sink carved directly from the wall. This is not a place to unwind. It is a place to reset. Between the suites, the penthouse introduces spaces of control. A private office sits apart from everything else, paneled in walnut, desks centered like a throne, skyline framed straight ahead. This is where decisions are made without witnesses. A screening room follows, wrapped in dark acoustic fabric, seating arranged in disciplined rows. Sound is engineered, light is eliminated, the outside world is temporarily erased. At the far end of the residence, the penthouse opens again, but only slightly. The terrace is not expansive in the traditional sense. It is deliberate. Glass balustrades rise just high enough to protect, not obstruct. Fire features burn low and linear, reflections doubling in the glass. The city glows. The night belongs to this height. From here, New York feels different, smaller, quieter, manageable. This penthouse was never designed to impress guests. It was designed to hold its owner. In a city defined by ambition, this home chooses restraint. In a skyline defined by noise, it chooses silence. In a world obsessed with excess, it chooses control. That is the true luxury, because power does not need decoration, it needs precision. If you enjoyed the tour, like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, let us know where you're watching from, and subscribe for more stories where luxury meets imagination.